I think of all the things in my career that have proven to be difficult, YouTube is probably one of the most difficult. Aside from touring, constantly fucking touring. Uh, Remaining relevant and hot on YouTube is a really difficult thing. And there's some people out there that do like crazy numbers. Jenna Marbles, Philip DeFranco, PewDiePie, whatever that Swedish video game guy's name is. They do like hundreds of millions of views a year, which translates into hundreds of thousands of dollars in Google ad revenue, which is amazing. And I have the aspirations to do that and have tried it many times to release videos, and some of them have gone successful and some of them haven't. Which is a little frustrating to know that some of them have gone like 30 million or 10 million, and then some of them just do 50,000 views. But whatever, neither here nor there. Anyways, for the past like year, I've been a little frustrated, feeling like I needed to drop a new YouTube video that did some big numbers. So in February of this year, I released a video called Alphabet Insanity, where basically I rap from A to Z, go through the entire alphabet, doing an alliterative rap with funny characters and animals and stuff, and it gets faster and faster and faster as I go through it. And it took a lot of takes. It took me like 70 fucking takes. So I record the video. It takes me about a day to edit it. I upload it at about 10 p.m. In February, late February, whatever date that was. And by 6 in the morning the next day, the video had 100,000 views, which was awesome. I was like, fuck yes, this one's going to go viral. And I got to do like a cool interview with the BBC. They called me. I had to call them at like 3 in the morning and talk to them because they're bigger in Europe and Africa than they are here. But it was cool to talk to, people that are like, Mac Lethal, you're brilliant. I can't really do how do they talk like? It's Mac Lethal, man, you're brilliant, dude. Welcome to the BBC. I don't know. Anyways, I also got like a bunch of phone calls from the local newspaper, which is always kind of an indicator that a thing is going well in my career, because not all of them do. But when something's going well, the local newspaper will reach out and be like, hey man, we want to put you in the paper. And I'll make like, page 3, article B, and it'll, be like a little picture, one of my headshots from when I was like 22, one of my old pictures that needs to be updated. It'll say, Fast Spitter Mac Lethal goes viral. That's always good. And the other indicator that things are going well or a video is going viral is I start getting bizarre emails from ad agencies wanting me to do like a fast rap commercial for their product. So it'll be like, hey bro, this is Todd Wilkerson. I represent the Fleshlight. We think that you could rap totally fast and, be like masturbating with the Fleshlight the whole time. Or in this particular situation with the Alphabet video, I actually got a call from an ad agency in Dubai. And this was totally fucking amazing at first, before I found out what the fucking commercial was. Because I was like, oh, dude, I get to go to Dubai. I don't even know where that is. They were like, okay, we love your fast rap. We want you to come and make a commercial for this bank. And it was some bank in Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. I can't really say what it was called. I think I signed a non-disclosure agreement, at least the name of the bank. But fuck it. They wanted me to come out and do a fast rap commercial where I took the bank's terms and conditions and fast rapped them, and they were going to have the Guinness Book of World Records come out, and it was going to be recorded as the fastest terms and conditions in history, and then they were going to upload the video and hopefully have it go viral. True story. I swear to God, I get fucking offers like this all the time. And no, I did not take the offer. Kind of a poorly executed, not well thought out idea, in my opinion. How do you fast rap fucking terms and conditions? And doesn't even rhyme. Anyways, so those things are all happening. Ad agencies are hitting me up. Newspaper, Gawker, Reddit, Huffington Post, blah, 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 blah. The video's going viral. I'm super excited. It feels good to get something going on YouTube again, because it felt like at this point it had been a few months or a year or whatever. Finally, I get an email from Ellen's people. A producer who I probably shouldn't say his real name, so we'll just call him Benji, sends me an email. And he was like, "Hi, Mac. This is Benji from Ellen. Give me a call. Here's my number." It was a 323 number. "Let's talk. I want to talk about bringing you on Ellen." And I fucking closed the email, freaked out, screamed at the top of my lungs, so excited. I don't necessarily watch Ellen every day, but I am well aware of her reach and all the amazing, she crushes social media. And this was maybe like 2 or 3 weeks after she did the thing at the Oscars where she took that selfie picture that had the most retweets of all time, and she ordered the pizza for the audience, which I know somebody else that did that. Way before she did. But it doesn't matter. Ellen's people reached out and they wanted me to get on the show. So call the Burbank phone number. I think 323. I don't know. 323 LA, somewhere in LA. Call the number, and right off the bat, this Benji dude, super nice, but one of the most excited people I've ever talked to in my life. That's how we'll put it. Very, very happy and excited when he talks. So it's just like, "Hi, Mac. This is Benji." And it from the sounds of it, it sounded like they were just like constantly exercising and dancing and doing fucking P90X at Ellen. Like just a 24-hour party. Just like, "Woo! Hey, this is Benji." And I was like, "Hey, this is Mac Lethal." And he's just like, "I just want to tell you that we love your video. Your video is awesome." And Ellen loved it. And so, yeah, I'm super excited. I would love to come out there. This is what I tell him. I'd love to come out there. I want to be a part of the Ellen show. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to perform my alphabet video? Just you let me know. And he's like, "Well, we have 2 ideas that we're thinking. Do you mind if I pitch them to you?" I'm like, "No, of course not. Anything that will get me on the Ellen show at this point, I'm open-minded to." So, idea number 1. "Well, what we're thinking is your alphabet video is awesome. However, there's a lot of profanity and suggestive language, if you know what I mean." Which, for the record, that didn't actually disappoint me or bother me very much because it's daytime TV. Daytime TV is much more conservative about explicit content, profanity, anything suggestive. They just won't let it appear on their show. Nighttime TV, that's a completely different story. There's, more of a sexual energy. They use slightly more racy words. South Park gets to say motherfucker and cocksucker and shit like that. But on daytime TV, they do not want anything to do with it. As an example, Dr. Oz's producers reached out to me about 1.5 years ago, and they wanted me to come on Dr. Oz and do a fast rap video about a strawberry banana smoothie. That was my idea. I wanted to come on there and do it. And they liked the idea, so they booked a plane ticket, they booked a hotel for me, and they were like, "Yeah, come out to New York, do a fast rap about making a strawberry banana smoothie, and we're gonna fucking put you on Dr. Oz, and you can help us, reach that hip-hop, young male, young lady demographic, and teach them about health." To which I was like, awesome. So week or 2 goes by, the date is fast approaching, and we get a phone call about 3 days before I'm supposed to fly out to New York to do Dr. Oz, basically saying, "We can't have Mac Lethal on the show. We've done more research about him. His music has tons of profanity in it, and he has this blog called Texts from Bennett about his little wannabe gangster cousin that uses just atrociously profane words. We can't do it. We're pulling the plug. We're canceling." So they lost money on the plane ticket, lost money on the hotel room for the off chance that one of their fans would see me, love my strawberry banana smoothie fast rap, Google me, find text from Bennett, read it, then get offended. That's what they were scared of. And that's totally unsurprising to me. And I just wanted to illustrate that point because that's how daytime TV is. So Benji is on the phone. "Well, your video's a little profane. And I'm going, okay, so how do we remedy that? And he's going, well, what I'm thinking is maybe you could make like a G-rated Disney version of it and come do it on the show. To which I replied, no, Benji, I'm not going to be able to do that. I have no interest in censoring myself or rewriting my lyrics to be more G-rated. I understand we got to be safe, and I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to have to decline on that one. But if you do have another idea, I would love to hear it. And he said, okay, well, here's idea number 2. What if you came on the show and you did a rap about Ellen? And I was like, a rap about Ellen, huh? And he's like, talk about the Ellen show and how awesome it is and all the things that she's doing. To which I was a little concerned at first. I'm going, that's kind of like shilling for Ellen. Like, I feel like I'd be on there fucking tap dancing or something. And I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. So I thought about it for a couple of days, got off the phone with him, thought about it for a couple of days, and finally said, fuck it. I'll tell you what. If I can make this rap about Ellen dope, where I rap fast and I like flip, rap styles and do all the crazy syllable stuff and have kind of a dope beat, and I can go on there and actually kill the performance, this could be beneficial to me. I mean, would I have rather gone on there and done a normal song or something? Of course, but that wasn't my choice. So, thought about it for a little bit, and finally said, okay, I'll come do it. Let's do it. And he goes, great. Well, we want to have you on next Wednesday. Now, here's the fucking thing about him telling me that they wanted to have me on next Wednesday. This was Sunday. So this was 4 days before he wanted me to go on the show. I didn't have a single line written, nothing. And I'm like, okay, Benji, the problem with that is I don't have anything to perform. I don't even know what I'm going to say. And he's like, well, you're like an awesome hip-hop rapper. Just come up with something. Come up with a video, make the fast rap, make it about Ellen, and send it to us. And I said, okay, I guess that's what's going to have to be done in order for this to happen. So I'm sitting there losing my mind going, normally these take me about a month to put together. I have 4 days, which is more like 3 days if you include the day that I'm going to have to travel there. But still, I said, fuck it. Got a beat from my friend Seven. Kind of told him to remake the Ellen theme music with a little more like trappy, hard rap gangster feel. I guess I talked like that. And then I wrote the lyrics, and they wanted me to do a video for whatever reason and fucking send it to them showing me rapping exactly what I was going to say on the show. So I did that in a matter of like 24, 36 hours, didn't sleep at all. Sent them the video, wrote this of me rapping about Ellen, and they approved it. They fucking loved it. And they were like, great. We're going to book your ticket. Do you want to bring your wife? Do you want to bring your son? Yes, that'd be great. It's kind of a family show and environment. So they booked my plane tickets, booked me a hotel room. I got the performance memorized, had practiced the shit out of it for like 4 days. Absolutely pounded it into my head. And then as we're flying out there, I start second-guessing myself and all the lyrics that I wrote because that's what I do. I'm a neurotic, manic perfectionist, which does not mean I do things perfect. It just means I always think that there's going to be a perfect result and drive myself insane trying to achieve it because it's impossible to be perfect, ever. Anyways, we're flying out there, flying to Burbank, or we're flying to LAX. I got my son sleeping on my shoulder. My wife is with me. We're enjoying some drinks on the plane, and I start kind of changing the lyrics. My son won't fucking take a goddamn nap, so I start rapping in his ear to help him fall asleep, and I modify the lyrics a little bit. And then I got it. I got something that I'm super satisfied with. I hit a point with it where I was like, you know what? I'm going to go fucking kill this shit. Even though I was so nervous. Like, so nervous. Anyways, get to LAX, hop in the limo. It's not a limo, excuse me. Don't take that the wrong way. It was a car service, but it was a limo service, but it was just a fucking black town car, which was very comfortable. However, the driver did not know how to attach the car seat, and neither did we, so my wife had to hold my son on her lap while we drove through the worst LA traffic I've ever driven through in my life. It was over 2 hours from LAX to Burbank. Fine. Doesn't matter. We get to Universal Studios Hotel. That's where we stayed. The Universal Studios Sheridan. Which, when they were emailing me all this stuff, like all the itinerary stuff before I went there, I was like, oh, that'll probably be pretty nice. The Universal Studios Sheridan. It's a mile away from Ellen's studio. This is going to be great. However, when I got there, I was suddenly reminded there is nothing worse in the world. Nothing, not Auschwitz, no concentration camp, fucking North Korea, nothing. Nothing is as bad as a tourist hotel in Universal Studios where it's full of nothing but yuppie, jerk-off fucking tourists that think that they're going to meet the stars at Universal Studios. And there is a 400-pound woman in a towel walking through the hotel lobby when I got there, and she had like 5 kids with her, all of them in bathing suits. Instantly made me realize that this idiot took her children to the fucking hotel pool when she's right by the beach. You're by the beach. There's a hole dug in the concrete filled with water, or you can walk a couple miles to the beach where Jesus made the water and the land meet. A majestic place like the beach. That's a problem with fucking tourists. So let's go to the pool, man. We'll just hop on down to the pool. Maybe we'll see Brad Pitt, man. Maybe Brad Pitt's hanging out at Universal Studios Sheridan Hotel today. You know what's kind of fucked up? I just realized that I can't confirm that there's even a beach by the Universal Studios Sheridan. Maybe. I'm assuming since we were in California and it's a really nice place, but maybe this poor woman just wanted to get a break from her children and she's like, you know what? All of you go jump in the pool. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so my wife and I and my son, we go to sleep. Big day the next day. Gonna go rehearse, do a dress rehearsal, and then perform. The taping of the show. So wake up the next morning, get a great breakfast, get myself in a good mental state because I'm really fucking nervous about being on national television and doing a fast rap for the first time that I've never really performed before, because here's the thing, I mess these up all the time. When I do my fast rap videos, I have to do a lot of takes because I'll fuck up. I'll be and then like my tongue will stop working and I'll make like a weird sound, and it just isn't a good experience, especially if it happens on national television. My shot, man. My big break on Ellen. So we get there. Time for dress rehearsal. Instantly when I get there and I finally meet Benji in real life, I am completely entertained. Wholeheartedly, hilarious laughter. Silently, at least. So I wake up, big day, time to fucking kill it, and go to the studio. And I meet Benji for the first time in real life. Now, first of all, I had been talking to this dude every 20 minutes. He would fucking call me with something else like, hi, this is Benji. Could you please send me a picture of your son? And, oh, hey, this is Benji. I just want to talk about your outfit. Make sure you pick out something kind of stylish. Have a hat, kicked to the side. Look like a hip-hop dude. And I was like, yeah, no, I got this great fucking outfit that I'm going to bring. I got this LRG hat that LRG sent me, and has like flowers on it, and I had this camouflage shirt, da-da-da-da-da. I didn't tell him that. I just told him I had an awesome outfit. So I had been talking to him all week and just listening to this like high-pitched, super happy fucking voice that in a moment of spontaneity, by the way, would drop down to like that, that earnest, like super serious, fake sympathy voice people do. So he'd be like, oh, hey, Mac, how are you? And I'd be like, oh, my kid isn't feeling very well today. And he'd be like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're full of shit. You don't care. You're not happy. You're not sad. You're just Hollywood. No surprise to me. Anyways, he does not disappoint in terms of physical appearance. So he has this slick-backed, like coiffed 90210 Jason Priestley hair, very tan, golden, fake tan skin because he's probably at Ellen's studio 23 hours a day. So he has to fake tan at his apartment complex in Burbank, use their tanning bed. Extra $20 a month per resident. Okay, fake tan, bleached ass teeth, like too white. His teeth, I wanted to give him some of the enamel from my teeth and just put them on his teeth, just to give him like a nice pearl hue. These were just white fucking teeth, way too white. He had on a sports coat with like a gray t-shirt under it, this total LA club gear, not hipstery, more of like a, what's up, bro? I fucking run this town. You know, those dudes that get like bottle service at the club and they wear like a nice sports coat, but a fucking Hanes or a Calvin Klein t-shirt under it. Then he had these tight ass, probably $300 diesel jeans on that just clung to his skin like he just jumped in a swimming pool. Just tight ass jeans. So he was super like LA Hollywood hipstered out from the ankles up. But the best part about this dude's outfit, is he had these huge Velcro orthopedic New Balance shoes on. Just 2 sizes too big. Great arch support, I'm sure. And I'm guessing it's because he's constantly walking around the Ellen studio, assembling all the guests and running errands and trying to produce this show. And he's just killed his knees and his ankles. He probably has hip dysplasia and shin splints and hairline fractures on his feet. So he just wears these like failure shoes with just pillows in them to walk around in. And I just could not stop internally laughing at this dude. So, hey, welcome. This is me, Benji. It's nice to meet you. I'm going to take you to your dressing room. And this part of it was pretty cool. It was cool to have my own dressing room with like a couple couches in it so my wife could sit on it and keep my son in there, because unbeknownst to us before we got there, my wife was not actually allowed, nor was my son, to watch the show from the audience. No family members, no friends are allowed in the studio with the audience. The way they select the audience is like 2,000 people show up every day. They pick the best 150 of them and bring them in. They have an audience coordinator, everything. So there was a big screen TV back in my dressing room that my wife could watch the show from. And she wasn't really worried anyways because she had my son. We had the baby, and he's not about to be out in a fucking audience of hyperactive, super excited, animated Ellen fans and not, have a party. He'd probably grab some titties or cause some trouble. Anyways, Benji, he takes me to the backstage area, sits down, and instantly we start rehearsing the interview, which I had no idea that this was going to happen. I thought I'd go out there and just wing it. And she'd be like, hi, I'm Ellen, you're Mac, let's talk. No, that's not what they do. First of all, they have about 6 questions that you might get asked. They don't tell you exactly what questions you're going to get asked. They just tell you the answers that you're going to say when they ask the questions. And I even told this dude, I'm like, look, Benji, even though that's not your name, I've done a lot of interviews. I've been around a long time. I don't need help rehearsing my interviews. So if you want, you can just let me wing the questions. And he was just like, no, absolutely not. Said it in a different voice. No, that's not going to happen. So what I suddenly realized and was explained had explained to me by Benji is that they don't let any of their guests, fucking Jennifer Lawrence, Kevin Spacey, Zach Galifianakis, nobody gets to wing their answers. They sit down and coordinate the entire interview before it even happens. So Benji and I are backstage. He's running through questions. Why do you rap? If Ellen asks you why you rap, what do you say? I say, I want to give a voice to people that can't defend themselves. And we had been kind of going over these questions on the phone all week, too. And then he was just dropping them in person as well. Like, really wanted me to have this interview rehearsed. Exactly what I was going to say. So, we're sitting there rehearsing the questions. And then, out of nowhere, he goes, by the way, we're going to have a special host today. Jason Bateman is going to be our special guest host. He's really funny. He'll probably make fun of you a little bit. I don't know what he's going to say, so just kind of roll with it. To which I reply, look, no, I can definitely reply to Jason Bateman. Like, if he's going to bust my balls, I'm going to bust his balls back. Like, I don't need to go rehearsed. I can do this. I'm funny. I'll say something totally awesome if he tries to make fun of me, and it'll be hilarious. Benji did not like this idea, however. He said, yeah, you know what I tell people when they tell me that they're going to say something funny or say a joke on the show? I say, leave the comedy to the comedians. That's what he said to me. Now, mind you, my agents had been pushing texts from Bennett all week, trying to get Ellen and her people to give everybody in the audience a free promo copy of my book, Text from Bennett. They wouldn't do that. Then we said, okay, well, at least let me talk about it on the interview so I have something to plug. They wouldn't let me do that. We even told them, listen, FX has picked this fucking show up. They've optioned it. They want to develop it into a TV show with comedy director Randall Einhorn. He did Wilford. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's a legit book. They would not let me talk about it. They wouldn't blog about it. They wouldn't give it to their audience members. Nothing. So, knowing that I've written a comedy book that got picked up to be turned into a TV show, he said, leave the comedy to the comedians, which offended me beyond belief. No, not really. But I said, okay, all right, man, cool. Anyways, time goes by, interview's getting rehearsed, everything's ready. I go and do dress rehearsal. I did it one time. The studio is massive. That's one thing that's pretty fucking crazy. That I learned when we walked from my dressing room, which is relatively close to the place that we got dropped off at earlier. When we walked from my dressing room to the actual stage where they record the Ellen show, it's like half of a fucking mile of a walk. I mean, that place is the size of a football stadium. It's giant, huge. So we walk over there. Dress rehearsal goes great. The performance is ready. I'm ready to go. It's on. So I go back to my dressing room and they say, okay, in about 30 minutes, we're going to start the show and you're going to be the second guest. So, the show starts. They're like hyping the crowd up. We're watching it on the TV from my dressing room and they're like having everybody dance. And it's kind of a party. Like it's a cool time. They have a DJ out there playing music and everybody's dancing, partying. They get a really good vibe getting their, going in their audience. First guest comes on, which was, who was the first guest on that show? I don't fucking remember. Jason Bateman was on there. And here's the thing about Jason Bateman, by the way. He was talking shit on me all during the production meeting, according to some of the people that worked there. He's just going, why would we interview a fast rapper? Rap is already fast. It's gibberish. What's the point of making gibberish even faster? This is stupid. I don't believe that this guy is very talented. Like, just an asshole. Like, fuck Jason Bateman, for the record. Dude is just an asshole. And, anyways, I really wish I had a chance to diss him on stage after I found that out, but I didn't. I didn't want to fuck anything up because I'm a pussy and refuse to screw that opportunity up. Time to go. Showtime. 10 minutes, 20 minutes until I'm getting ready to perform. So they're like, we need you to come down to the stage and go into the backstage area and, start drinking water and rehearsing and getting ready. So they walk me back there. Sitting there by the stage. The crowd is out there. Ellen's interviewing somebody. They're playing music, dancing, everything. Ellen does her, dance moves or whatever. And I'm backstage, and I'm so nervous that I have the worst cotton mouth I've ever had in my entire life. It was like I smoked weed for a month straight, nonstop, and didn't drink any water. Just dehydrated. My mouth was all sticky. And I was like, man, I can't have a sticky-ass dry mouth when I'm on stage. That just wouldn't be good. So I'm pounding waters, sitting there backstage like 10 minutes until showtime, 5 minutes until showtime. While I'm sitting there getting ready, drinking water, doing my vocal warm-ups, ha, 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 stretching my tongue out, brrr, doing all that stuff that I have to do, Benji rolls up on me. right before I'm getting ready to go on stage, like it's time. They're going to call me up in 5 minutes. 5 fucking minutes until they call me up, getting ready to rap. Benji walks up and goes, I need to talk to you. So I go with Benji, and he says, the shirt that you're wearing. I need to talk about the shirt that you're wearing. To which I was like, what? What's wrong with the shirt? Now, listen, LRG are some friends of mine. You know, they make like street gear or whatever, and I don't necessarily always wear that stuff, but they got some really cool clothes that I like to pick from. And I had this like LRG hat that I actually am wearing in the video, and I had a camouflage sweatshirt on. A really dope sweatshirt. It has this like gray neck and gray sleeves, and it has a camouflage pattern on the body of it. And Benji's like, the problem is Ellen is a big animal rights activist, and we're just worried that she's going to see the camouflage on your shirt, and she's going to get offended because hunters wear camouflage, and we don't want her to get mad at you. So I was like, what do you fucking expect me to do, man? We've had all day to solve this problem. I'm getting ready to go on stage and perform on national TV in 5 minutes, and now you're telling me I can't wear my shirt? And he's like, do you have any other shirt? Like, any other shirt would work. So I run to my backpack. I get my pajama shirt that I wear when I travel on planes, this like black and gray shirt with a hole in the armpit, and I fucking put it on real fast. And I'm like super flustered at this point. Like, this is ridiculous. I could have brought anything else if they would have told me this in advance. They saw me wearing this sweatshirt all day, didn't say anything about it until 5 minutes before I went on stage. So I changed shirts, all right? Fuck it. 3 minutes. Going on stage in 3 minutes. So getting ready to call me on stage. Benji is still standing there next to me. I am losing my mind. My mouth is fucking dry. I am worried I'm going to fuck these lyrics up. I got to remember these stupid ass questions, answers to these. I got to remember the stupid ass answers to these questions that they planted in my head, because that's what they do. Benji, 3 minutes, getting ready to go on stage. Benji comes up again. One more thing. He's like whispering at this point. One more thing. We want to make sure that if she asks, for whatever reason, how you make your money or what you do for a living, you know, don't tell them about the book, Text from Bennett. Don't tell them about the rapping, like your music. Just tell them that you're a YouTube guy. What I quickly discovered after he said that is Ellen's people, not Ellen personally, but Ellen's people wanted the world to think that they discovered me. They get a lot of people off of YouTube that have probably never performed in front of an audience before. People that, like, a dude gets his cell phone out as his son is farting a Beyonce song in perfect key, and then it uploads to YouTube and gets 40 million views, and then the Ellen people will have them on. So they got to deal with people that have never really done interviews, never been on stage, don't know what it's like to do. And I quickly realized that they were kind of treating me like that. They were treating me like one of those people that just accidentally made a video go viral, that I didn't have fans, that I didn't have a book, that I didn't have a career. They basically said, don't talk about any of that stuff. We want to pretty much think that we want the world to think that we discovered you. True story. That's what they said. I'm going on stage in 90 seconds. So I'm like, all right, man, fucking whatever. Like, I won't talk about the book. I won't secretly work in a plug for my book. I'm just going to answer these fucking questions exactly how he told me to. 1 minute, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam. I go out on stage. Finally. Crowd's cool. Ellen is super cool. Now, that's one thing I'm going to say is, like, I didn't get to meet her before or after the show. A lot of people think that I was, like, hanging out backstage with her or something, which you would think that she would come say hi to the guests. But that's not how they run the show. She's such a master at what she does and so good at it that she just gets out on stage and they just send her guests on TV. And she meets them on TV, out of their life forever when they're done. So she was really nice, super genuine. Jason Bateman was a dick. You can see it in the video. If you look on the YouTube to watch the video of me going on there. Did an interview, did the performance. Performance went great. I thought it went as well as it possibly could have. There's a couple little parts that I feel are off or fucked up, but Most people aren't even going to notice them. And after I did the performance, which was awesome, I went back to the backstage area. I walked by Emma Watson. She smiled at me, which just melted my heart. Oh my God. But I was with my wife, who melts my heart even more. And it was like a really cool experience. So all that happens. Everything is great. And we're backstage. We pack up our stuff. We're getting ready to fucking leave. And Benji comes up to say one more thing. And this was like the straw that broke the camel's back for me after kind of processing all the things that he said to me while I was really nervous and emotionally overwhelmed before I went on stage. He just comes up and he's like, "Hi, great job. You know, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is a lot of people that are guests on the show are contacted afterwards by newspapers and websites and blogs, and they want to interview them about the experience. Or I know that, you do shows sometimes, and maybe if you're ever on a podcast or something, you'll feel the urge to talk about the experience on Ellen. And we just wanted to let you know you need to call us before you do that. We don't always approve these things. We don't approve all the magazines and newspapers. And we usually don't like when people make podcasts or talk about it. So just call me first and approve it. And listen. That was it for me. Like, I was getting ready to get in the car and go back to the hotel. The footage was recorded. I met Ellen. The performance was done. And this motherfucker had the nerve, after not letting me talk about my book, after not letting me talk about my own rap career, after letting Jason Bateman get at me, diss me, and not let me say anything back. This dude came up to me and said, "Call me and approve it. Call me and get it approved. If you plan on interviewing, talking about, podcasting about, or doing anything in regards to this Ellen performance." I started laughing so fucking hard. Like, so fucking hard. Right in this dude's face. I wasn't even trying to be an asshole. I was just so emotionally relieved that everything was over. I wasn't nervous anymore. I felt good. Lost it. Absolutely lost it on him. Just... Are you serious? You think I'm going to fucking call you and ask you to get your permission? Like, who are you? I don't have to get your permission to talk about this. Laughed so fucking hard. Like, he was probably confused, maybe even quit his job and moved into the fucking mountains after this because he got such a harsh response from me. Listen, man. Like, I wasn't trying to be arrogant. I wasn't trying to be a dick. But don't ever tell somebody that has a fan base and that has been doing this for a decade and a half to get your permission before they talk about something. What are you, fucking nuts? Anyways, the experience was really good. And I want to thank Ellen. And if you've made it this far, thank you for listening to the first Pound Cake mini cast. I'm very excited about it. And I'll... bring back another one soon. Have a good one.